Hello everyone, welcome to our Cyberpunk Red Actual Play. I am Simon at Wandering DM. I'll be GMing at tonight's game. We took a break last week, but we are back in action. But before we go in, I would just like to thank our sponsors very quickly, starting with, of course, Artalsorian Games, the makers of Cyberpunk. If you want to check out the full core rulebooks of Cyberpunk Red, be sure to be ready on November 14th when the digital version of the game comes out, and then on November 16th for the 16th or 19th?
It is available hardcover on the 19th.
Hardcover 19th.
However, if your local game store is part of the Bits and Mortar program, and you order a hardcover copy, you will also get a PDF version of the book as well.
And so, yeah, thank you to Artalsorian Games for sponsoring our show. Our other sponsors, of course, are Mage and Press, makers of 5th edition D&D supplements. We have Found Familiar, great coffee company. Check them out. You can use code WanderingDM at both of these websites to get a discount on your orders. And, of course, our partners... our partners, Level Up Dice, and Roll20, the platform that we use for all of our games. That said, you know the cast, you know the characters by now. Why don't we jump back to where we left off? The group met with one Yuri Potemkins at their friendly local neighborhood Waffle House. And I had a chat with Mr. Potemkins about what occurred to his son and what clues he had about this whole game that's been going on around Night City. This last man standing game where people actually, well, literally kill themselves in order to win. Well, kill each other.
I was gonna say, I think the goal is to kill each other, but a lot of people have died because.
Yeah, I realized that themselves would be kind of a moot point if you were playing. And so the group has resolved to attend a meeting on behalf of Mr. Potemkins to probably dispense some heavy-fisted justice to the one who's responsible for Mr. Potemkin's son's death.
Heavy but silent justice.
Yes. So we'll pick our game back up tonight after the fated meeting. You have a few hours before tonight's meeting with Mr. Flank. How do you prep for this?
By writing flash fiction.
Having a nice hot cup of Found Familiar coffee. And smoking a lot of cigarettes. She smokes a lot. Also, Reno's debating the pros and cons of joining the game. She could probably handle herself.
Wouldn't that be breaking her own rules, though?
You know, it is, but also money.
Well, did we confirm that you actually win money? I thought they just...
It was like, well, I mean, it was like wasn't it like something like $1 billion or something?
Yeah.
The rumor is that it'll set you up for life.
Yeah.
But depending on who you talk to, depends on what they say it is. And so I don't think there's anything, but that's just me.
get immortalized in a meme.
You get printed on a t-shirt. That's
You're red shirt guy in WoW. That's it.
So aside from Reno pondering what she's going to do, smoking, Jimenez doing something that I haven't had time to read the flash fic yet, so I figure it involves painting your face white and putting on a beret and a suit.
Eventually. He was actually trying on some ring attire that he never actually wore. He pulled it from his archives just to see how it would look on him.
So we see a montage of Jimenez in various outfits, looking at himself in the mirror. Like I said, you still have a few hours. Jinx, Trins, Mr. White, anything in particular?
Well, I finished El Jefe's car. I need to finish the SUV for Jinx, so that she can do the driving. Have it locked down, the NOS system, build the lift on the suspension, all of the things I'm doing to that vehicle.
Can you make your other check? We'll do it right away, and it'll count for tonight's, like, the evening's work on it, and possibly the next morning.
26. I believe that puts me over 100.
Yes, so the bike lock system is fully installed, and which other one did you want to start with?
The NOS, because that's easy.
Alright. You figure you'll probably finish the NOS in, like, a day. Like, you started working on it, and yeah, probably, like, by tomorrow night, it'll be done. Not really a challenge for someone with Trince's skills. White, anything specific that you want to do for prep?
Yeah, White will actually take a cab, and he's going to go to the hospital, and he's going to look for Wellington.
All right.
Hang out in the doctor's lounge.
You spend most of the time waiting for Wellington to be out of surgery. You know that it's a long shot, that he might be in there, past the deadline for you to go to the meeting.
But depending on what case there is, yeah.
Yeah, but as luck would have it, about half an hour before you have to get back home.
Oh, no, I'm going straight to the...
Okay, you're going to go straight from the hospital to... okay.
Yeah.
So, about a half hour before you call your cab to make sure that you have plenty of time to get to Flank's place, Wellington does show up in the doctor's lounge. He is covered in blood. He immediately discards his, discardable stick to overall. Yeah, the scrubs. Mm-hmm. And he just goes in to, like, make himself a quick coffee and have a bite of something before going back out. He sees you sitting there on one of the couches and says, "Oh, Frost, I didn't see you here. Working late?"
No, I wanted to finish our conversation. You seemed a little rushed on the phone.
Yeah. And you see his demeanor changes almost immediately. He was about to start making a coffee, then just leaves the cup there. Turns around to just grab, like, one of the kibble bars, and is immediately trying to exit the room as he says, "Yeah, well, work over
Yeah,
work."
if you don't talk to me and you hide from me, that means I'm gonna have to dig up dirt on whatever it is that you're hiding.
Can you make an intimidation check?
Sure. What is that? Persuasion in this one, right?
Yeah, they are in social skills, and that would be persuasion. Yes.
So that is plus 15. Get all that set up. 17.
He stops almost in his tracks.
You know that once I have a question that I can't find the answer to, I have to go find the answer. You were the first one that pointed it out when I started here.
And he starts fidgeting with the packaging of the bar. And says, "Yeah, you're a pain like that. Look, there's some things I can't talk about.
Well, there's something shady going on that got your patient killed. It wasn't your fault. And I wonder how much of that you actually know already.
Why do you want to know that?"
Because this game needs to stop. I'm sick and tired of mopping up blood on the street of innocent bystanders. 2 of our colleagues got hit earlier today because someone had a bomb in their brain and their skull plating was purposely fractured in order to be shrapnel. It could have killed them if they were inside the bus at the time. This thing has to end, Wellington. And I don't have a clue who it is here in this organization that's a part of all of this. But whoever they are, they're putting our lives on the line. They're putting us at risk. And I can't stand for that. It's hard enough to do this job. We don't need people betraying us from the inside. You didn't deserve what happened to you.
You realize if I say anything, I stand to lose my job. I'll lose my license. I'll lose everything.
Then don't say anything. Just point me in the direction I need to go.
All right.
And don't say the top. That's what Donnie from materials management tried to tell me. Something about the top this or the top that. That's nonsense. If it's at the top, that's basically what's the point of trying? So it's got to be more specific than just pointing up the chain.
Wait, is Donnie playing? I mean, never mind. Never mind.
He's not in the game, no. The meds that you administered that basically killed your patient on top of the damage and trauma that they had, which I already know based on my connections, had literally nothing to do with what the report says. The forensic evidence is not in alignment. But that's a, corrupt NCPD thing that we have to worry about. That's
So
nothing new.
you went and checked with forensics.
No. I don't put any of our people on the line. I do all my own dirty work. What kind of person would I be if I put other people at risk? I can't keep my oath and knowingly put people in danger.
Okay. You want me to point you to someone? I
A
can...
direction. You don't even have to give me a name. A name would be great, but I don't want to put you in danger. Just point me in a direction other than the general top. Because we both know if I go straight to the top, which is probably what I would do, it's going to cause more problems than good.
Well, I don't think the twins have anything to do with this.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they don't.
I'm pretty sure
They love this company way too much to ever run the risk of that.
Yeah. And...
But everybody, it'll be scorched earth if they hear about it. They'll fire everyone left and right that had anything to do with it, no questions asked.
Which is why I'm thinking... Donnie has... Because I didn't know the drugs were supposed to kill him. In fact, he was already dead when he got on my table.
You sure about that?
Oh yeah.
You check the leads?
Oh,
You check the pulse yourself?
I know.
Okay.
I was asked to...
Pronounce. I understand.
Yeah.
You don't have to say it. All right.
So, you want a direction? I can tell you that just about every type of person in Night City can play this game. And that includes the NCPD.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know that. They already shot a friend of a friend. So they're already on my list.
Well, maybe you should put them a little higher.
No. I may have to then, because I've already had one NCPD officer try and assassinate me. I don't need another whole group of them. Better nip this in the bud.
Yeah, if you're doing the dirty work like you say you are, stopping this madness is probably going to be your top priority.
Yeah.
My involvement in this ended with the Potemkin kid.
Okay. And, hey, just off the subject, so I can say I came here for something else. How's your family taking the news about the floating hospital thing? And how are you doing with that?
I think it's a ploy to keep us on the clock 24/7, which I'm not very enthused about. But from what I heard, some of us might be able to move their families in.
Well, if they do that, and it doesn't completely upend your family's life, and you guys transition well, my best to you.
I mean, it's a floating hospital.
Mm-hmm.
No big difference than coming here every day. It's just instead of taking my car, I'll take an AV or something.
They told me that wasn't an option.
What do you mean?
What I read said that you had to live on there. On the hospital. There was no living off the hospital.
Well, I mean... So if I can't move my family in with me because I would probably be on shift all the time...
You would be away
Okay.
from them the entire time, basically for the rest of your career.
I'm gonna go write a strongly worded letter.
I would read through those emails that was sent out and double check, make sure I didn't misread something. I've had a lot on my mind lately.
I'll check it out. I just
Okay,
don't
but
have
take
any.
care of you and your family.
He immediately looks at his wrist, on which the time is displayed in like a sort of a holographic projector. He just looks at his wrist and says, "Oh shit, I'm gonna be late for the next one." All right, well,
They can't start without you. Don't forget that.
yeah. You be careful, White.
It's the. Who?
I said you be careful. If you're investigating this whole thing, you be careful. We
Oh,
don't want to lose a good doctor.
well, I'm glad you at least somebody thinks that, other than my crew. I will do my best to be careful. As long as I'm not dead, I'll be fine. As I tell everyone else, as long as you're not dead, I can fix it.
All right.
I'll send you guys, I don't know, a little thank you when this all blows over. Okay?
And he looks at you like over his shoulder as he opens the door to leave and says, "All right, thanks, White." And then hurries along the corridor.
Did he actually say White, or was that a Simon mistake?
Oh, that was a Simon mistake.
Okay.
Frost. Yes, both times it was a Simon mistake.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure, because that would have really thrown.
Yeah, no,
Me
he
into
does
sort of
not
a
hang
paranoid.
in. Yeah, no, he doesn't hang in these circles.
Yeah. All right. I'll catch a cab and run off to meet the rest of the crew.
All right. So that leaves us with Jinx. How did Jinx prepare her evening?
Basically, we know where the meeting's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna, words. She's gonna, like, not scout, but maybe look at a map, figure out what the land looks like, what the buildings, et cetera, what's the optimal spot to snipe, and just get a lay of the land. And, yeah. So that she knows what she's going into.
You get to the meeting coordinates, which, as you approach, realize that they are very close to where the bomb exploded all those years ago. Most of the buildings at the end of the main thoroughfare that you're on are in ruins. It's just rubble and makeshift shelters built by people who can't afford to be anywhere else in Night City. You look around this place, even drive around the block to make sure it's this disused, abandoned, I should say, lawyer cabinet. It's on the second floor of a building. There's a set of stairs that lead up there. Otherwise, there still is a door that leads to onto the first floor. So it seems that this building was meant to have different entrances, and that people from the first floor cannot get to the second, and vice versa. There is a fire exit on the back of this building, and the fire door is still intact and closed. There's a lot of trash on the staircase for the fire exit. So much so that just dislodging it all would both be noisy and time consuming. looking at the building, you realize that there are only 2 windows where you can see into the second floor. One of them is completely bathed in darkness. The other is a rather large window covered in like light blocking curtains, but they're like parted just ever so slightly that you can see bright lights coming out of that room. Looking around, you notice that across the street there was an old park. Most of the trees are long dead, petrified in the explosion, or radiated until they until they've, they're probably completely dead inside. But they look sturdy enough that you could climb on one of them and get a clear line of sight into that window where the curtains are. It's just that unless someone moves these curtains, you're going to fire in blind. If the meeting takes place there. If it doesn't, then you don't really have other options. The other buildings around are all taller than this one. So that even the window where it's completely dark, your only chance would be to stand on street level, but you'd be firing at an angle. So if someone is really their back next to the window, you could shoot them in the head. But if they crouch or anything, then there won't be a way to hit them.
And we haven't been inside yet, correct?
You haven't been inside yet.
Okay. Does it look like anybody else has arrived?
No, if
We're not all there. It's just Jinx doing a drive.
Oh, it's just Jinx. That's
Yeah,
right.
doing
Jinx
the
is doing a
scouting.
drive-by. That's right.
You don't notice any other cars, but I'll give you that one extra piece of information. Right above the door leading to the second floor, so the entrance door, there is a turret. A rather mean security system. You've seen this sometimes on convoys that are leaving Night City to go elsewhere, where they believe there will be a strong bandit or ambushers, I guess, on the road. Raiders? Yeah, raiders. It's an automatic shotgun equipped with a motion sensor and a camera, of course. So normally these are remote controlled, but since this one is equipped with a motion detector, you have the feeling that the moment someone gets within a certain range, the shotgun fires. Of course, this is a type of place in Night City. This building on the edge of the ruins of the old corporate center, if someone gets killed here, no one will bat an eye. They'll probably loot the corpse for anything they have, and that's it. Probably, maybe some people might eat the corpse out of desperation. So it doesn't seem like whoever lives here cares about making noise if someone tries to go in. But that is all you can get.
We're gonna die.
Okay, when I get back, I'll relay the info to the group, so that we all kind of have an idea of what we're getting into.
All right.
So don't meet inside.
No, because that's gonna suck. For me, anyway.
Do they know how many people were like? Have we arranged with them like how many people are meeting? Like of us?
No, it's just Mr. Edward Flank is supposed to meet Yuri Potemkin's. I thought it was outside this building. I didn't think it was inside this building.
I don't know. I didn't take a note on that one.
Yuri just said that the meeting was to take place at that address.
At that address, gotcha.
But he never mentioned if you were to meet outside, inside. There are no bodyguards outside. There are no... I mean, aside from your random homeless trying to find, like, scrounge for food or something, there doesn't seem to be anyone interested in this building.
I can maybe sneak in after everyone if we go inside. See if I can get a better angle.
That could work.
I mean, if you want, I could definitely take apart that shotgun. It wouldn't take long.
That would be a good thing.
And then we'd have a shotgun.
So things are nasty, so.
I know a guy that sells those. We could just buy shotguns.
Yeah, but this one we wouldn't have to pay for.
He gives me good deals.
Yeah, but we have to take apart the shotgun anyways to get rid of the trap, so why waste the shotgun then? I promise you could have it. I don't really need it.
You know, I'd rather give it to Jimenez. I don't think he's got any guns.
That's fair.
I'd like to see Jimenez with a gun sometime. Do you even know how to shoot a gun? Have you shot a gun?
What do you think we've been doing for the past 4 or 5 months at the range? We've been working out.
But that's different, you know. Like shooting it's different when you're.
So I've never fired a shotgun, but I've been using the handgun.
Have you ever shot someone?
Well, no, but that's
see, that
usually
doesn't
because I
count.
choke them out.
I'm just saying I'd like to see it one day, so. Just one day. No rush.
Okay, so we take the shotgun apart and we give it to Jimenez, and he can shoot somebody with it.
I don't know how to use anything other than a handgun.
I pull it out. I pull out my handgun and not, I'm not pointing it at anything. Just see this, pointing to the trigger. You pull that. It works the same on any gun.
You've said this every week for 3 months when we were going practice shooting. Did you forget?
You asked
all of
every
this?
time. You asked every time.
Jimenez just goes back to painting his face. Because once the face paint comes on, no more words are spoken.
Okay, so the next question is, do we all get the cool Justice Mime shirts? I want a Justice Mime shirt.
There's
I'm
no
cool with
Justice
that.
Mime shirt. It's just this.
Wait, no,
bulletproof
haven't you
vest.
seen them? And she'll like pull up online, like or pull up on her agent the Etsy equivalent where there's fan art of Justice Mime.
Okay, that's bootleg. That's bootleg T-shirts. I'm not getting any royalties for that.
It's like
Hey,
really
so
crappy vinyl mugs and shit, you know?
It's in like Comic Sans fonts too, which is even worse.
It's slightly off center.
Slightly off center. It's probably Mercutio just doing this stuff on the side and pushing it out on the streets.
Mercutio's mom. That's who's into the.
Mercutio's mother is no longer alive, so it can't
No.
be her. But I could definitely see it being Merc doing that, yes.
It's Merc and Gina. That's what they're doing.
It's Merc and Gina. Yeah, that's valid. That is entirely valid. So then the question is now, okay, so We need to, get you some real merch. But I want a shirt.
Okay, but we shouldn't wear Justice Mime shirts while we're going out on a clandestine mission. That's just like putting a neon sign over my head saying, "Hey, look, Justice Mime is coming," and losing the whole idea of this element of surprise. I mean, it's cool if you wear that, going down to the Waffle House or something. But,
And it's like the same thing when you all go to Dystopia World and you have to wear the matching shirts, so
Yeah, couples
each other.
t-shirts.
I
Thank you, Simon.
figure
Laughing at my joke.
I figure in that world, Banksy's amusement park is probably the closest to what they actually are.
Menace just looks at trends. It's like, I don't think couple shirts would be our thing,
No, not really. I don't think that would work really well because that doesn't seem nice. I don't like most of them. They seem really insulting, really. But I think we should all get Justice Mime shirts and then wear them out and go to Waffle House and take pictures and then because it would do the lot for the marketing shit, right? Oh, we should definitely think into merchandising. We could do all the merchandising. Like lunch boxes, the thermos.
The flamethrowers. So as you're talking, the clock keeps running out. And you realize y'all have only a handful of minutes before you have to make it to the place.
Okay.
What do you
I'm gonna
bring
trail
with you?
them. I will definitely wait and see if they're going inside, if they're not going inside, and see if I can sneak my way in there. And yes, I was definitely thinking of Spaceballs.
You're welcome.
I love that movie.
So you head out to the aforementioned meeting place. All four of you, Mr. White will join you on his own via cab. When you said you wanted to trail them, Reno, did you mean from the apartment, or just once they get on site, you'll wait a bit and enter after?
Oh, if we're dry, I'll just hop out the car like a block away, kind of thing,
Okay.
So she's in the RV. She just gets out early. And
Yeah.
And then you
This is
keep
my
going.
stop.
So who's gonna walk with White into the meeting? Because
Well, isn't that Reno? Aren't you acting as the bodyguard?
In hindsight, Adelaide did not think about that. Change of plans. Jinx, you go in. I'll go. You stay back. I'll go with White. I know.
Yeah.
I'm a genius. I'm just changing plans on the fly. It's fine. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We haven't played in a couple weeks. Okay.
That's okay. So you turn around with the RV, pick Reno back up, drop Jinx, keep going.
Just
You
stop.
are-
It's not even a U-turn. It's just reversing
Yeah.
all the way.
You clearly are experienced edge runners. You back up, change the person, keep going. You will arrive about at the same time as Mr. White. So, as Jinx told you, as Jinx mentioned, there is this shotgun sentry above the door. You can see the blinking light of the motion detector. The shotgun doesn't seem to be moving, but if you get, while driving by, now that you know it's there, you would notice that it even has an extended magazine. So whoever is hiding in here really don't want to have any visitors, and do not mind wasting 15 shotgun shells on a random person. For the purposes of our scene, we'll put our group across the street, far enough away that you know that the shotgun won't do anything, and let me know what you want to do.
Well, am I breaking apart that shotgun?
Well, how are you going to access it if it's sitting above the door?
Senses probably going to pick you up and shred you. We don't want that.
Yeah, I don't like getting shot. We agreed that I do not get shot anymore. That's a bad thing.
Yeah, no, that's not a good thing. But maybe this thing will work. And you see, Jimenez pulls out this giant body pillow with some bearded weirdo printed on the front and back.
Fuck you.
So I found this. Maybe if we throw it out in front of the shotgun, it'll trigger and fire all the bullets.
I don't know about all of them, but we could see where the range is by tossing it and how close it can get before the shotgun fires. Because shotguns, they don't have the best range. So
It also a shit ton. It would probably take some time to reload. So fire the first 2 shells, and you've got the area of effect. Then you'd have time before, as it reloads, for me to go in and pull the whole thing apart. So that'd be an opportunity.
it depends on how it's set up. This looks like an auto shotgun with extended mag. It could probably fire off all 15 before it has to cool down, if they have it properly cooled.
Why would you put 15? You're not putting 15 rounds in a shotgun.
Well, that one's set up for that.
Does it look like most of the machinery of this thing is built into the inside, or is it all attached to the outside?
It seems like most of it is attached to the outside, but you can see like 2 black wires go inside by the top of the door. So this is clearly something that was installed after the building. Like, it's a recent installation,
Right.
and it is made to be, not necessarily portable, but it's made to fit. Like, it's a one size fit all, if you would. It's made to go just about anywhere.
So,
I could just shoot the wires.
I mean, theoretically, depending. Oh, wonderful GM. Is it on a gyroscope of any sort?
I mean, yes, because it needs to be able to move just about anywhere.
Okay. Hey, Reno. Can you shoot the gyroscope?
Obviously. She and I both are assuming that it's not gonna cause any disturbance. There's probably shotgun, shooting going on.
Oh,
have we
time.
heard any gunshots?
fire gunshots in Night City? Nah, nobody ever hears that.
No. Yes, I will pull out my heavy pistol with my targeting scoped eye and take a shot. There's my...
So
Okay.
do you want me to throw this body pillow out? Because while that's firing, it'll probably mask the sound of your heavy pistol.
Also, I'd make sure that
Ooh.
it won't be pointed at us when you shoot out the gyroscope. So if we put it over there, then it'd be better.
But
Just
And
don't
plus,
stand
get rid of
in
that thing.
the
I
way.
told you a while ago when you showed it to me. It's a little disturbing.
Where did you get it?
It was this really bad knockoff anime shop.
At least
Oh,
you didn't
okay.
say the Wandering DM upcoming merch store.
20.
20. You are across the street, so you're about... We'll say something close to 8 yards, so yeah, that's definitely a hit. You level your pistol aim, and shoot. And can you roll for damage?
Yes, I can. I think that's a d6. 3d6. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 15.
15. You shoot at the gyro, your bullet pierces the casing, jams itself inside, and you notice that the shotgun immediately starts trying to sweep left to right, up and down, though it doesn't seem to be able to go up much. It's not really made to shoot birds, but it has difficulty moving now that the gyro's been damaged. There are clear angles that it's no longer able to look in that direction, to aim in that direction.
Okay. Stay out of
That's
its line of sight.
when
It'll be fine.
that's when Jimenez just tosses the body pillow through the sensor zone.
You toss the body pillow, and immediately this gorgeous bearded man comes out of the pillow with a flaming katana and a black leather trench coat. And he looks at you and says, "Thank you for freeing me." And then proceeds to deflect all the shotgun blasts and wins the game. That was my DM PC. Are you happy now?
Why don't I get one of those, Jimenez?
So you shoot the body pillow.
Just for the man. I don't need the bullet deflecting. Just the man.
Oh, you can find such a man in Montreal, Canada. You toss the body pillow, and it gets shredded by the shotgun. 3 shots in quick successions. Down, down, down. And it's just a hail of pellets. Most of you have to either crouch or drop prone to not get hit by some of the stray shots. Whoever is inside this building does not want people to reach the sidewalk facing the stairs. That's how far you managed to throw the pillowcase before it started shooting.
But now there's a blind spot because we shot the gyroscope, right?
Multiple blind spots, yeah. So you can approach it through a blind spot, and if you do, you can get all the way to under the shotgun easily.
Cool. I have rippers. I have tools. I want this gun.
Mm-hmm. If you want to disassemble it,
Field expertise, correct? Weapon stack, field expertise.
Yeah, let me check. That would be weapons tech for sure. And your field expertise is just that it adds a bonus to it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that would be a DC 18 weapons tech.
I gotta check to make sure I fixed the macro. Yes, it did. Okay. How about a 24?
Yeah. It takes about 5 minutes. You, of course, because Trins is not super tall, you have to get up on the tip of your toes and start working with your tools to basically unscrew the shotgun from the gyro, and then you can just work normal and then unscrew all the other pieces. Dismantle the motion sensor. If you want, with the roll that you have, you've got high enough to either, I'll say, you can have the shotgun, that's no problem. I'll give you the stats, but if you want to get either the camera or the motion sensor, you can.
Motion sensor.
Okay.
That's harder to find.
And as for the stats, so it is a shotgun. So it deals 5d6 damage.
I'm handing it to Jimenez. Like, she takes it all apart, she brings it out, and she's like, here!
Alright. I said 15, but it's 12 magazines in it. It's just very unwieldy with the extra mag.
Yeah, it's like putting an extra mag on a Thompson. It looks...
Yeah.
Or an RPG. It looks stupid.
It's like a drum magazine on a pistol. So what happens with this is, so your mag is 12. It does do auto fire if you want to. That's nice. But all of your shoulder arms skill checks with this shotgun have a -2 penalty. Because of just how unwieldy this thing is. If you remove the extra mag, then you're safe. You don't have the penalty, but you don't have the auto fire anymore.
Yes, my non-existent shoulder arms skill.
Okay. Well, now you have
Got
a
the
-2.
shoulder arms. It's called as traps. Whatever they... Isn't that right? Traps? On the neck? I don't fucking... Whatever.
The
Carry on.
trapeze, yeah.
No, your traps are right here across the.
I don't go to the gym.
With that said, those few minutes passed. The rest of you noticed from across the street that the curtain barely moved. Either someone tried to peek through without making themselves known, or just something moved in that room. Something big enough that made the curtains waft.
And we say that I was like looking through my scope looking at that.
Deirdre, what are you doing?
Showing off for textbook.
Answering Godless Lawyer's question.
If
the
you look
spelling.
through your scope, you can make it's not awareness, it's a perception check. And your DC will be 14. Yeah, you definitely see that inside the room, like through the crack in the curtain, someone moved from left to right in a hurry. You noticed a navy blue outfit.
Okay, well, I'll radio in to the others and tell them that.
What's the color of the NCPD uniforms?
Black.
Is there a fire escape or some other means of accessing the building?
There's the fire exit. There are the 2 windows and the front door. I'll remind you, one of the windows had no lights in, but no curtain. and the other one has the curtain and plenty of light. And that's where Jinx just saw someone move by.
All right, I think Jimenez is going to try to sneak in through the fire exit.
Okay. The staircase is, like I said earlier, filled with trash. If you want to move it out of the way, it's going to take you both time and it'll make noise. If you being Jimenez, if you want to try some sort of jump to try to reach, at least get a hold of the, because like the landing of the staircase is just like steel.
Sure.
So to jump and then grab a hold of it and then hoist yourself up, thereby going over all the trash, like you figure you have a pretty decent chance of making it.
All right. Let's try not to make noise. So we're going to do this as stealthily as possible.
So that would be a DC 12 athletics. Easily. You give yourself a few steps to get a running head start, jump up, grab a hold of the steel landing, and it barely makes a noise. So it's still well screwed in, solid. It's not going to fall on you or to break on you, though there are some heavily rusted patches on it. You can hoist yourself up, and you find yourself in front of this steel, fire door. It doesn't have any handles.
Huh. No way to open it.
You figure with the damage the building has suffered, if you could get something in the crack between the door and the threshold, you could probably just open it a bit so that you can grab it with your fingers and open the rest.
All right. Jimenez is going to try to do that. He's going to flip open his butterfly knife and use that to pry it open.
Okay. That would be... We'll go with a pick lock skill. Even though it's not a lock per se.
Okay. Not going to be a good one.
I mean, you can put luck into it.
7.
7 is not enough. Your knife fits in, but the moment you start trying to wedge the door closer to you, you feel like the blade of the knife starting to bend.
Oh, bummer. He's gonna look around. Is there a window that he can crawl through?
I'd say from this height you could probably, yeah, if you stretch enough, like you'll be in a precarious position, but you could try to open the window to the dark room from the outside and just, leap from the balcony to there. Do a bit of parkour.
All right, let's do that. No guts, no glory.
All right. To your surprise, the window isn't locked. In fact, it's a, one of these like windows that open outward like this.
Mhm.
So you just like with like one or two fingers just try to test the door, and it just immediately falls open. Whatever mechanism used to hold it is completely broken.
All right. So Justice Mime is now going to shimmy in through that window and try to find a dark place to conceal himself.
The entire room is dark. Looking in, you notice that it probably used to be a break room. Like there's a sink, there's clearly a space under the counter for a dishwasher, but it's long been gone. So right now it's basically just a cupboard, a few cabinets, a sink, a counter, and there are no doors. It's just an opening into a corridor.
So as quietly as possible, Justice Mime is going to sneak up to that doorway and peer into the corridor.
You notice there are two other rooms in this building. One from which the light is coming from, brightly. You can hear someone shuffle about, mumbling something about damn vagrants. Can't see the shotgun. It's just bother all night. God damn it. And the other room, which is across from this one, is completely dark. It would be on the same side of the corridor as the break room.
Okay. Justice Mime is going to just crouch at the doorway, out of line of sight of the other door, and then just radio into the others. I'm in position. I can see the lighted room entrance. Does someone want to go in through the front, and I can stay hidden here?
I'll knock in 3, 2, 1. I buzz, technically, not knock. But...
Trin's is staying in the car.
I'm with White.
You Jinx would see the like navy blue figure move by the curtains again from the outside. Iminez would see this person wearing a navy blue bathrobe, wearing slippers, and probably like striped pajamas underneath.
Oh my god, it's Barry Showalter.
He I finally made you come here to play my bowling game.
My ultimate plan.
He rummages through his bathrobe pocket and produces an agent and presses a button, holds it to his ear. He's about arm's reach from the door, but he's not moving. He says, How did you get past the turret? I told you to call me first.
No one said to call. It said to show up and buzz. I'm here on behalf of...
Oh, no, he's not talking to you. He's talking on the phone.
Oh, okay. I thought... Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. DM's gonna talk to himself for a second. What do you mean you forgot? What do you... Sure, I'll open. God, I hope you're not bleeding all over the place. And as he hangs up and puts the phone back in his pocket, he opens the door without so much as buzzing anybody in. And Reno, Jinx, Mr. White, and Trins from across the street, you would see this unshaved, unwashed man in his 40s. A heavy black stubble across his chin and his neck. He is clearly sleep deprived, judging by the huge bags under his eyes, dressed in a faded striped pajamas and a navy blue bathrobe. He has fancy slippers on, but otherwise looks like the type of person who probably got their clothes off of a thrift store or something.
I just leaned over to White, like, are you sure this is that guy? Are you sure?
This is the address. And I'll step inside, right past him, and say, be a friend. I put a hand on his shoulder and say, make us a cup of tea. And I walk right in.
But who are you?
I am a representative of Mr. Potemkin's, who's here to meet with Mr. Flank. And if you don't know either of those names, that means that I am going to have a very long talk with you.
Yuri said he was going to come alone. He fetches his agent again and presses on the screen. Says, Yuri, where are you? Did you send strangers? That was not what we agreed. Fine. And he hangs up again.
So, Mr. Flank, I presume?
Yeah, I'm Flank. I don't have any tea. I have a bunch of energy drinks.
Understandable. You're in media. So, this is my compatriot, Reno. She's a lovely, lovely person. She keeps us all safe. If you don't mind,
Yeah, sure.
inviting her in would be very nice.
But she's not a vampire. She can come in on her own.
Yes, but it's also more polite to invite someone in. You do have manners, don't you, Mr. Flank?
He sighs, turns around slowly to Reno. Says, did you break the shotgun?
No, we repurposed it.
I'm going to regret this. Come in, Miss Reno. Please shut the door. Make sure you weren't followed. Blah, blah, blah.
I always make sure of that.
Nah.
And I'm going to send a message, not say anything, but that'll go across all the eyes. Watch for additional ambush. Flank is not who we thought he was.
Okay.
So basically, widen your field of vision.
Okay. And Trends will get out of the driver's seat and go up into the turret of the RV.
I would tell you to make yourselves at home, but I'm afraid you would probably just try to break my stuff, so why don't you...
Why would I want to break your stuff? That would be so rude.
You already broke my shotgun.
No, we didn't. We repurposed your shotgun because it would have killed us.
That's the whole point of a security system?
No, that's the whole point of an armed weapon. A security system alerts and deters.
Yeah, a shotgun blast to the chest deters just about anyone.
It also kills.
My point precisely.
That's more of home defense than security. Security is to keep out. Home defense is to destroy.
Home defense, home security, potato, potato. Just go in my office. Go, 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 go. The rest of the building's not mine anyway.
Oh, who's it belong to?
I don't
And
know.
I kind of wander into the office.
Some lawyer. When you step into his office, you notice so this was probably like an office space for multiple people before.
Mm-hmm.
So the room is fairly wide, fairly big. It actually runs from the front of the building all the way to the back. So it's clearly like a whole half of the space taken by that room. It's been only a small section of it has been repurposed. The rest is just a completely empty room, and a few desks have been shoved along the wall in the end in a pattern reminiscent to like a child's pillow fort. Near the front of this office, you have the blackout curtains that are there, and then a few sheets of steel, probably stolen from a construction site or something, to make some form of barricade in front of the window. The thing is, this barricade is not completely secure, and that's how Jinx was able to see inside from her vantage point across the street. But it would protect him from anyone trying to throw things at the window or whatnot. Behind this barricade, so to your right as you enter the room, but before the window, is arranged in a U shape 3 fairly large desks with about 8 computer monitors set up on it. They're all being wired to these like 4 or 5 tower PCs, and there's even a few decks, 2 of them actually, on both sides of the like U shape. And the computers are just running lines of code. You see one of the screen has a map of Night City. Another has, used to have the security camera to the entrance of the building, but now it's just, snow. And a few other programs open that, like, you've seen people programming software once upon a time, so you know that he's like working as a developer, but you don't know exactly what. Like, just looking quickly at the page of code, like, what is it exactly he's working on?
Okay.
And he motions to the back of the room on the fort, and he says, just take a few chairs off my my home and bring him here, I guess, if you want to sit.
Okay. Reno, would you like to sit? Or would you prefer to stand?
Sit. I'm tired.
Okay. I'll bring back 2 chairs.
And he sits in his, inside the U shape. He moves a few monitors so he has a clear view of both of you. And says, okay. So you're friends of Yuri, I take it?
Sort of.
Acquaintances.
I would call myself his representative for this meeting.
You a lawyer?
No.
You an exec?
I am a person that makes sure that things get done.
I can get behind that.
And Yuri was concerned that someone like yourself, the head of a corporation, as of any size, may not take him seriously, and so asked us to negotiate on his behalf. So, as far as I understand it, he wanted to talk to you about the game and the death of his son. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, he lost his son in this. And he motions the computer's stupid game.
Stupid game. So why are you still letting it go?
Because it's not mine anymore. It's
Who does
been
it belong
stolen
to?
from me.
Okay. Do you know who stole your game?
I am. And he, like, flips a monitor towards you when you see just, like, lines of code running and updating and everything. He's like, I am trying. I have my suspicions, but I want to make sure.
Okay. So,
I love just picturing White pulling out this clipboard. I'm sorry.
yes. I think,
Yeah.
based on what you've told me, that we have run into a bit of an issue here. You, my friend, have put everyone in jeopardy when you did not have proper security. Do you have anyone that can assist you with retrieving this game? Because I am not really interested in excuses today.
I don't have anyone. I've been spending all my time from the moment they fired me to right now
Who
trying
fired you?
to.
You mean you are not the CEO any longer?
What? I was never a CEO.
Oh.
I'm a level 2 programmer.
They are spinning a different story out there, my friend.
Okay, I might have been out of the loop for. And he looks at himself. A while. What's the word?
So who is it that contracted you and fired you?
Well, nobody contracted me. I was a full-time employee at Militech.
This is a Militech game.
Yeah, because, you know, everything you do as an employee, even outside of working hours, is apparently owned by Militech. You know,
I
those
see.
fine prints you don't necessarily read in your employment contract. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear that, Reno?
Loud and clear.
We have. So Militech is behind this media corp that is claiming to be the ones running the game.
What interest would Militech have in running a game like this?
Was this intended to be a simulator of some sort?
It started as a it was supposed to be. I called it the finger gun game. So you were to go out in Night City and meet people and just go, and you would get points, and then you could exchange your contacts and something and build like a whole network of like friends or acquaintances. I was trying to get the people to try to
Right, but
mingle
that
with
didn't
other
happen.
people.
Mm-hmm.
No, of course, they saw the code that I have running in the back and how you can,
Weaponize it.
yeah, track just about any movement in Night City. And they took all my stuff. I know they've made updates to it because it's not augmented reality anymore. It's downright bloody reality, and people are dying.
That they are.
There's a few things that I've been trying to get the whole thing shut down, but
Okay.
every time I try to make a move, it's like they know, and I get shut out and I can't do anything.
Have you swept this place?
Oh, I've been in this place for about a week.
Ah,
Oh, I have to keep on the run, and he taps his head. I'm, I'm unfortunately in the game.
oh. And I say over the comms, did everyone hear that? It seems our Mr. Flank here is actually a member of the game, and we may have incoming at any point in time. Jinx, end them.
Yay. Fucking-
Wait, are we gonna take him out of the game?
Would you like to leave the game, Mr. Flank?
I need to shut it down.
Yes, do you have to be jacked into it in order to be able to access it?
Well, I needed to be jacked into it to be able to run some tests on someone, so I chose myself.
I'm sorry, you just don't look like you're quite capable of handling a game like that.
Oh, I'm... Don't worry, I'm at the very bottom. Always at the very bottom. They
Does that mean
seem
someone
to...
else will be under the bottom? People join every day.
Oh, yeah. But when they do, my algorithm, and he points to another computer monitor, makes it so that I get shunted back at the bottom of the list. So even if 1,000 people were to join in right away, which thank God that won't happen, I'm always shunted back at the bottom of the list so that I'm unappealing to anyone, but I can still run tests on a player.
See.
Oh, he's cheating.
No, he's trying to break in.
Menez is going to type in the chat. Could he theoretically do this to another player?
Could you? Yeah, well, that's a great question. So, and I actually say that out loud, even though
What?
there was no question asked. So, what if you had a different player? Could you just like locate them online and run the tests on them while they're playing?
Oh, for my safety, I can tell you that I can. But that player needs to have some customized chip that only I know how to tweak.
I see. So, in other words, the only way that that is useful is if it is someone that you know. You can't just hack any player.
Nope. No,
Fair
the I once tried to, and they found out rather quickly. They have this whole thing on lock.
So they traced it.
Oh, they didn't know it was me. Hopefully, they didn't know it was me, but the changes I made were reverted in like the nanoseconds it took me to disconnect. They probably have a whole team or a supercomputer just supervising everything.
So what tests are you running exactly?
A whole bunch. I've been trying to see if I could reduce the radius of the non-playable zone. You know, when you go outside of the city. If I reduced it to a single point in the city, then anyone anywhere except someone who was standing on the exact inch, like square inch, wouldn't be playing. That would, statistically, deactivate just 99.999% of all the players. If you only have one player left, then that player wins, and voila, the game is done. So that way, you know, no more killing. Except, of course, that doesn't work. Apparently, they use someone else's technology to establish those boundaries. And unless someone was to move those boundaries physically, which is not going to happen, So yeah, that avenue was scrapped. Then I figured out that I could.
Why did you scrap that avenue? All you do is you put through the net, you put out bounties on those things, give them points and say they're bonus caches, and you stick some stuff out there. You pay some people to stick some loot out there, some ammo, some whatever, and they think of them as some sort of bonus cache that they can pick up for the game, and you just make it something that's extra. Maybe they're even duds.
The code doesn't allow to add things to the game. I was going to work on some sort of extension for added functionality, but that was very low on my priority list. So the code that they've taken from Fingergun is the basic. So and he's gonna go into like a bit of technobabble.
Okay.
But in a sense, what he says is the game is very elegant in its simplicity. And that's what makes it hard for him to crack, because there's almost nothing from a virtual standpoint, from a net running standpoint, that can be done to hack the game. What the game does is give you the location of someone, gives you a ranking, and from time to time will ping you the location of a specific person, lock down the ranking until this person is taken out of the game, and then unlock, resume playing.
Yes. So, you are thinking very linearly. Why not mod the game? But not through the game code itself, instead through the Whisper network of the message boards. Put out some sort of, I mean, seriously, you've got to be able to do this. You've got to be able to think beyond this. You're too smart for this, Flank. All right, you put out a bunch of messages and you identify these devices that need to be moved, and you have them move them to different locations, and in those locations you have drop boxes that they can pick up, and that's their reward. People love to open up chests in any sort of video game. You should know that. You're a developer.
But they're gonna
love
kill
the randomness
themselves
of it.
over these boxes. They're gonna
Well, they're
kill
already
each other.
killing themselves.
But I want that to stop.
Yes, and until you can actually decrease the radius,
Well,
how are you going to stop it?
I have other avenues.
Uh-huh.
I can mess around with the ranking. It's just, I don't... I mean, I mess around for my ranking, so I stay at the bottom of the list. But I could, theoretically, mess around with someone else's ranking.
You're going to draw attention from them. The fact that you're at the bottom right now and it doesn't make any, it doesn't hurt anything is why nobody cares. But as soon as you mess with somebody whose ranking actually matters and they say something, it's going to flag Militech, and Militech's going to be like, what the heck just happened? Because they're going to be watching things.
Except if that, and he looks at Reno, if that person is a willing new player. It will ping them. It will make things seem like someone managed to, hack into the game, which will make their attention divert to that person. What they cannot do right now is stop the game. And I don't think they want to. I don't know what their end goal is, but I don't think they want to. They've seen all the death and they don't care.
Yeah, because the death doesn't matter. That's not what they're collecting. They're not collecting head count. They don't care about that. They did this for greed, so that way they can track movements. You said it yourself. Their whole purpose of this entire thing is to be able to track the movements of people within the city. That way they can manipulate the city in grand scales through putting the right incentives in front of people to shift them from one area to another and keep certain groups out and other groups in. They have a whole set of demographics that they're collecting, from the doctors that are putting in the chips. They know the movements of the people in Night City. The more they get that, they control the movements in Night City.
But there's only 1,000 or so players in the game.
And each of those players come from different demographics.
Oh,
And
yes.
they all represent different patterns, different habits. They can extrapolate from there. It's not difficult. You forget, Militech is military. They're taking this from the standpoint of tracking enemy movement. They will find the consistencies and the inconsistencies, they'll rule out the outliers, and they will create a map of how people move.
I mean, are we really sure that this guy actually knows what the hell he's doing? He's only a level 2 before he got canned.
That's because he came up with a really cool, whatever they call that, the AR, like, social whatever app.
Who are you talking to?
Our techie, hardware, not software. You're software, she's hardware. She's the one that repurposed your shotgun.
Well,
but yeah, the point is, Flank, you're being set up to be the patsy for all this. I don't know what this media corp is that they're using as the shell that this is supposedly going back to, and why.
think
that
I was working for that media company. What's the name again? DMS. Yeah, no, I used to be working for DMS.
Yeah. And they've set you up to be some sort of big mastermind behind it all.
What? Really?
You're the boogeyman.
Does he actually have any armor plating around his place? Because he's
Yeah, a
gonna
little
die.
He's got some steel plating in here. He can at least crouch and not die.
Wait, how am I the mastermind?
Because that's what they market. Why do you think we're here? We're here because Yuri believes you're the one that created this game, is profiting off this death, including the death of his son. We weren't here to negotiate with you. We were here to take you out. But when I saw you, I knew that you weren't a threat.
No, he told me that he wanted me to put an end to the game.
Yes. But he also wants you to pay for the pain that he suffered. And that all of the parents and family members of all the people that have been killed by this game have suffered. Because he is convinced, and the internet is convinced, that you are the one that profits from this game.
Well, no, I do not. And why would he...
Why do you think we're talking instead of doing something else? There's no reason to get upset. We're not here to follow through on that. I'm telling you what the outside world believes, regardless of what the truth is.
Okay, well, he told me that he wanted to get into the game to take it out from the inside, and
He doesn't care about that. He cares about revenge. He's hurting. You have to understand, grief is not logical. Grief is not computer code. Grief is biological. It's deep inside you. His son was assassinated.
yeah, by an NCPD agent. I know that.
Do you know which one?
Anna Thompson. And he turns the other monitor, the one that has like a list of names, and he just scrolls with his finger until he taps her name. She is the 14th in the list of all 1,016 people.
Was she involved in a shooting or in a shootout on, I'll give him a date and time when Ice Dragon was shot from the report?
Nope. No, that was, and he scrolls down the list to someone who's about in the, 300th position. And taps a name on there.
Is it another NCPD officer?
No, it's a rando. But
Is
he's
that the person? Interesting. Because there was an NCPD officer on the scene that was shooting.
well, people have become very, very resourceful when it comes to ways to kill one another. I
Yes.
wouldn't be surprised if people were to pass themselves off as NCPD.
Fair enough.
Jimenez is going to text Mr. White. I want that name.
What is the name of the random person, please?
Oh, him? And he points to Marco Bueller. Marcobull. Well, it's B with U with a
Bueler.
No, not from the movie.
Is it the umlaut?
Is it the umlaut? The two little circles?
Oh,
Umlaut.
yeah.
Umlaut.
umlaut. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I will send the message of the name. Rank 300 and whatever it was.
375.
75.
Could he give us the location of that person at any time? We asked.
You have, yeah, that's a good question. Can you locate everybody? So, like,
Well-
if you wanted to, you could take out the top one.
Oh yeah, I know where number one is, and no one's. He's actually going to win pretty soon, unless someone makes another suicide run.
Excellent. We could potentially. What do you think, guys? Should we try and protect number one and get this game over that way?
Who's number one, though? I need that information before I make that determination.
I'm curious to know why, if this whole game was built supposedly for tracking people, why it would ever end. Is there even a
That-
pot of gold at the end of the rainbow?
Oh, the prize. Yes. I've been trying to determine what it is, and I although I do admit, and he points to White, your idea is probably what the execs above or someone at Militech wants to use this technology for. But there's still a prize. And I believe the prize is not physical. Or at least if it is locked. In the sense that, so looking through the code of the game, I found out that there is an area outside of the radius of the game where you have to go. And there's a piece of code that's just locked. I tried net running in it, and after I got through the killer ice, I quickly disconnected.
What did you see?
So somewhere in the game's code, there seems to be a key. Inputting that key somewhere in a network will give you the prize. So I don't know what the prize is, but there's definitely a prize. And since the only way to have this key is to exit the radius, the only person that can do so is the one in first place. Probably, what I assume, is after they've waited their 72-hour period.
And so that brings us back to number one. Who's number one?
Is his name Connor McLeod, a Clan McLeod? I guess gotta know.
No. He goes by the name Spider.
Really?
Ooh,
of
a
everybody else
spider.
that you have out there, you only have a street name for this one.
on a street name used by 8 out of 10.
Because that's what he registered for the game under. The game doesn't require you to input all of your demographic data.
No, the doctor does when they implant the chip.
Not really.
They get the data. I know. I'm a surgeon. Whether or not they do anything with it is up to them. I'm guessing they sell it to Militech on the side.
That could.
Or part of their contract.
And Menace is going to chime in on the chat. Can he determine who the surgeon was that inputted Spider's
that's a good
implants?
Do you know who Spider got his implant from?
It would be through the list of all.
So it's not registered like that was from this lot that went to this person.
So the chips, and he opens a drawer on one of the desks and just grabs a handful of, the same tiny chip that you saw in the cab driver's eye, that you pulled out. He puts them on the desk, and he says those are inert anyway. So from what I understand, because this is outside of the coding of the game, but from what I managed to gather, people get their implants in, but they don't join the game the moment they put it in.
Okay.
So, for example, and he points to the map of Night City, I once found someone who started playing there, and he taps your apartment building.
Oh.
And apparently there's a doctor that lives there. So I think the person got their chip in and immediately joined, which is a very bad idea.
Yeah.
Because now other people, if I manage to find out that there was a Ripper dog there, other people will know there's a Ripper dog there, and they can just wait outside this building, which, by the way, is very close to the combat zone, not the best area of town to live in. And they could just wait
Mr.
outside
Flank,
the door.
You're currently stating close enough to the radiation zone that you are already probably experiencing poisoning.
Oh. Yeah. I know that. But it's one of the safest places. No one's gonna come close because number one is right there. And he, taps elsewhere on the screen, scrolls to the map and taps. And yeah, he's less than a kilometer away. So, maybe 3/4 of a mile away.
So why mess with someone at the bottom of the list when they're close enough to the one at the top, huh?
Yep.
Makes sense.
Take out the guy at the top, and you are at the top.
Is that person in the radiation zone as well? Based on what I can see.
Dead center. It's in the ruins of the old Arasaka Towers.
So that giant slab of concrete that they poured over the center of the city, then, where they just kind of bulldozed everything in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is the person? Can you determine if the individual is living from that thing? As she texts into the.
Yeah, so the chip will tell you that they're still alive, right? Because that's what it's supposed to do, is tell you whether or not they're dead.
Oh, yeah.
But can it tell you vitals? Are they weakening because of the radiation?
The chips will not do it, but I've seen this particular person move about. They move just as fast today. Or, I didn't see him move today, but, they don't appear to be suffering from anything.
Have you seen them in a radiation suit?
I've never seen them in person, but I've seen them get... And he just, points, a blinking red dot on the map of Night City. And he's like, I've seen him approach other people within, firing distance, and take him out, and then just go back to, the middle of nowhere.
Smart.
I don't know.
Smart. How much time? How much time does the number one have? Does Spider have?
Right now, 72 hours. It
Oh,
got resetted.
How did it get reset? Did he just recently take number one? I thought you said he was close to winning.
Yeah, I think it's a glitch in the system.
No. They aren't
Because
ready yet.
because he briefly died last night.
What?
Yeah,
Hey,
I don't know what happened. His dot disappeared, reappeared, and even on the list, and he points like number 1. It's like he went down to number 2. Someone else went up to number 1 for a split second, and then got deleted from the database. So I think someone tried to hit them, and they were probably, medically dead for a few seconds.
This might sound a little crazy, but is it possible that a skilled surgeon would be able to remove a chip and immediately put it into someone else? Swapping spots, so to speak.
I could do it, but I don't know how immediate it would be.
Yeah, you would have to have both eyes next to one another. Which, I mean, granted, you can take out a cyber eye on a living individual. I mean, doctors do it all the time. And if you have both eyes in your hand, you could probably just swap it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Yeah.
a delicate procedure. These chips are extremely fragile.
Yeah, I pulled one on the street the other day to get a cabbie out of the game.
There's nothing in the program that inhibits someone from stealing Spider's eye.
Technically, it's
Being the
not.
new Spider.
It's not in the rules, but I assume, and now that's behind the locked code, but I assume that Militech has a way to know if you're the real person, like the same person that subscribed.
Question is, does it matter to them?
I don't know how.
Jimenez is just going to speak up in chat again. I feel like your theory is a little too far-fetched. I think the simpler explanation is that Militech doesn't want the game to end, so they probably did something to the code which would cause that kind of blip.
Uh-huh.
or he's got a surgeon on standby that just brought him back after he got shot.
That takes a lot of
Also a
resources.
possibility. But, his Jimenez is going to follow up and say, I think the only way to figure this out is if someone among us takes Frank's spot in the game and we hunt down number 1.
All
mean-
right. You don't have to pressure me. It's fine.
I didn't say anything.
Do it.
What?
Why do we have to actually play the game? Like, that makes no sense to me. We just have to end the game.
Yeah.
We can shoot number 1 without being in the game.
Absolutely.
Not fun.
But then it drops to somebody else. Here's
Yeah.
the thing. We want number 1 to finish out. But if Militech is going to make it so the game doesn't end until they're done with whatever it is that they want to do with this program, it doesn't matter who's number 1. We could send Reno in there, and Reno could kill everyone in the city, and still Militech would make the game run until Militech was done.
Maybe, but the only way we could see whether or not that's the case is if Reno is number 1 for 72 hours.
Or
That's
we already
something
have
that we
someone
know.
that's 72 hours. We protect them, and we wait them out.
You don't even know if this other person is. You just know his name is Spider.
So
We
Does it
have a
matter who
taser.
wins?
We could just tase him, and then I've got the plastic cuffs, and we could totally tie him up in the RV and just keep him alive for the next 72 hours.
why do we have to get that close? He's in the middle of the red section. We just monitor this area.
We have no control over that. Your plan's stupid.
We can see everybody's movements right here. What
Yeah.
do you mean we have no control?
You don't have
movements
control
are
over
just-
the person in the center who's at number one. The only way we can have control over the number one spot truly is if someone in our team was actually number one.
So you want to put everybody at risk? rather than-
Everybody's at risk anyway.
Fair enough. Whatever.
Point fair.
Actually, I think that'd be an even easier way. Because, you know, Mr. Smarty Pants here says that he manipulates the system, right?
Right.
Just have someone march up the list without having to kill a bunch of people. No, I get that.
Or we,
But we still
drop,
have to kill number one.
or we see if Militech actually is controlling the list by dropping Spider from the top of the list. So let's see how long it takes him to get back to the top.
I mean, but then that puts, I don't know, Flank, if that puts you in harm's way and we basically shoot our shot where they're going to trace that signal, then we risk losing all of the data that we have on the movement of everyone that's playing the game.
Wait, well, I'm slightly confused because you're talking to other voices that I don't hear.
I know.
The question
So-
is actually, so we know what number one is. Do you know what number two is?
Oh,
The whole list is right there.
yeah. And
Oh, I thought it was just like a coordinate for. Okay.
no, number two.
Why don't we just help number two?
Well, again, we don't know them. Like Amanda said, the only way we have control over whoever's playing the game is if they're one of us. If that's the intent, is to control whoever's playing the game and is number one. I just think we need to end the game. And Militech's involved, which is going to make it extremely problematic. But Militech has enemies. We don't have to go at it for head on. We don't have to do this and draw any attention to ourselves. But that's a choice that we have to make.
As you contemplate this, we'll take a short break. And we'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. Everyone, stick around when we come back. Dots are going to appear on the screen very close to this building.
Oh boy.
We'll be right back.
Oh boy.
And we are back! So, White, Arena, and Flank are sitting in his office talking while Jimenez, aka Justice Mime, is crouched down in the corridor a few paces away.
Just so you know,
Yep.
I've been watching those screens.
So as the conversation progresses, what you would see on the screen, since you know the last thing he did was move the map up to the old Arasaka Towers, you would see like on the edge of the monitor the place where you are, the dot that represents Flank, and from the same road that you've taken to get here, you have a cluster of 5 blinking red dots moving at a somewhat rapid pace, which...
For Deirdre's edification, I would like to say this. We have 5 bogeys incoming in 2x2 formation.
Okay, looking at the guys coming in, standard formation, bringing this up right up to the door. It is go time. Who would like to have them?
You see an armored truck.
Oh, it looks like they have an RV.
Not an RV, like a Garda truck.
Oh, no, it's a
It's the
line
line.
from,
It's actually the
Die Hard.
next line.
Shit, for real?
Yeah. Sorry, I just had to get that in there.
Well, that's okay. Which movie was that from?
The first
Die Hard.
Oh, the one I haven't seen. Okay, so this armored security truck, you can see both Jinx and Trins rounding the corner to where the rest of the group is hiding at the moment. They too have a turret on top of, like a makeshift turret on top of the truck, except that instead of a gun or some sort of like automated weapon, it's a person wielding a rocket launcher. And they're about to drive by the window with the curtains.
Hey, Jinx, you want to take out the RPG?
All right. Well, I was gonna headshot the guy, but
No, that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
yeah, I'm already on it.
Okay.
Everybody duck.
Well, no, actually, try and get out the back door.
Yeah,
That's
that
gonna
too.
suck. Also, I want it duly noted is she's kind of like turning the gun turret to aim at the wheels of this RV. I object to the shittiness of their attempts at shooting. Also, I'm going to be looking for more people because, hey, Reno, Militech's coming to say hi.
I am immediately going to whip out my gun.
That
My
was
rifle.
okay, because that pause was very
I
long.
couldn't remember what it was called. It's been a long day.
As you whip out your gun, Flank just immediately ducks under his desk and says, "Please don't shoot me!"
Do you have that backed up on a hard drive? I think that you should grab it and go out the back.
Shit. And he frantically begins typing on the, like, from under the desk on the deck, and he turns to the screens and says, shit, and he takes a cable from behind his right ear, plugs it into the deck, and he says, I'll be back in a few moments. And he just goes limp.
Shit. I pick him up. And I'm carrying him out the back. And I hear, Jinx, are you going to kill the guy with the RV or with the RPG?
Yeah.
I'm all for taking this guy out the back.
All right. He is still hooked to the cyber deck, which is hooked to the computers.
Oh, shit. So it's not a mobile. It's not on Wi-Fi.
No.
It's hardwired in.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Okay. I will have to wait then. Never mind. I misinterpreted.
No, that's okay. I thought I had described it that way earlier. That's why. So Jinx, you can roll your firearm check. They are moving, so the difficulty is going to be slightly higher.
Really? Like,
But I didn't see the result yet. Oh, wow. That's so you have to roll a d10 again and subtract it. Remember, you all have luck points.
well, what's the DC?
Just roll another d10.
Yeah, roll the d10 first.
Okay, one sec. Five.
Because of how close you are to them, the DC to hit with a sniper rifle is 25. So do you have 12 luck points?
Gee, I wonder. No.
So the shot comes out of the sniper rifle and misses the guy by mere inches.
What's your ROF? Oh, fucker.
Is your sniper rifle equipped with a silencer?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. So I mean, it's not completely silent, but enough to say that it's not enough noise to distract them and fire at you with the RPG. So he will still fire at the window with the RPG.
I mean, I said I was shooting at the wheels.
Go ahead. I should change the soundtrack a little.
$17.
17. Let me check.
To
We
hit
need.
the truck.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to.
Yeah, which weapon are you using?
Whatever the long gun that we mounted on the turret of the RV was.
Okay.
Whatever it came with.
Yeah, that would be a DV16 to hit. So you would hit the tire. Oh no, wait, it's a called shot. Give me 2 seconds. Because tires are called shots, so you might have to spend some luck. That's melee. Being on fire. Poison, drugs. Ah, there it is. Yeah, aiming for a weak point. It's a -8 to your check.
That would require 7 luck. Right? If we're doing the math.
With a 17? Yeah, 7 luck. You're muted.
Wait, you said the DC was 16, right?
Yeah, 16, but she has a -8, so she rolled a
Okay.
9.
It would be a 9 plus 7 for 16. I dumped it all. Because I want to hit the tires and not blow up the truck. Because it's still trends. Like, this would be easier if I was just shooting out their engine block. But I want to, and hopefully, because if I do this right, I'm going to flip and fuck up his targeting on blowing up the building with an RPG.
Okay, well, roll for damage then. If you do hit, you deal double damage to the car.
Okay, so I hit. What is the damage? Because the last time we did this, it was Reno who was doing it, and
Oh,
I don't actually have
the gun
this-
at the top?
yeah, I don't have the stats for the heavy gun.
And I also don't remember if we fired it since we had the full rules.
Yeah, I don't think we fired it since we've had full rules.
Nope.
So,
Nope, we did not.
speaking of, you can get those rules and pre-order the hardcover, which comes out November 19th from your local friendly neighborhood game store. And then if it's part of the Bits and Mortar program, you can get the PDF for free as part of that order.
Damage! There we go. 6d6.
66?
Yeah.
19.
Unless-
I rolled like crap.
Unless I read it wrong. It was
But that's
5,
also-
but that's okay.
But it's also doubled.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
doubled.
Okay, so
38, right?
38.
38, and our good vehicle has, I think 38 is enough.
But tires definitely have less than 38.
I don't know that it works that way, though.
This is true. I just hit the weak point,
Yeah.
so it's doubled, but
It is not destroyed. So with a 38, it can still roll, but it will give a penalty. So as the vehicle swerves because of, punctured tire, we're going to up the difficulty for the person aiming at the window, because they just wanted to shoot through the window.
I mean, come on. What did I need to hit out of curiosity to destroy that vehicle?
50.
50? Oh.
Yeah. Plating. A lot of armor.
Yeah, but I hit the tire and I was gonna go boom.
Question from the window that Jimenez was sitting in. Can he see the vehicle and take a shot at it?
It came from the side street before turning. Your shot will be before any of Jinx's or Trent's.
Okay. All right. We won't take that shot.
Can I make an argument, Simon, that the driver has to make a drive check
Well,
so he doesn't?
I thought of that. The thing is if I give the check to the driver, I'm not going to give the penalty to the shooter.
Okay, because that's fair. That's fair.
Because, you know, some people are as good as you all are.
Yeah, but I'd still have to pay. You'd still make me roll for it to make sure that I didn't flip the car.
As good as me, as if.
There's also that. We make it go to 11, right, Reno?
That's it. That's it. Pew, 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 pew.
Alright, so who do I have here? Why is my thing... No, that's... Yeah, okay. So it's a DC, it's gonna be a DC 20 to beat it, and they have a plus 10. So their chances of hitting now, instead of being somewhat good as they had before, are pretty crappy. Yeah. So, as the vehicle swerves, even just a little, the rocket launcher is fired, and instead of shooting through the window like the person wanted, they shoot at the door. There is a massive explosion. From inside, the shockwave sends Jimenez almost flat on his ass, as Reno, White, and Flank are just jostled by the shock of the explosion. A few of the monitors, especially those that were the closest to the corridor wall, get blown, moved, basically pushed off the desk. Flank's inert body just falls down the chair. But everyone is, right now, safe and sound. The car outside brakes immediately as the person in the turret begins to look around, see, like, where did that shot come from? And that would place us in initiative for everyone. So if you would like to roll initiative...
You add anything to that?
It's your reflex.
10.
All right, it's 1d10 plus your reflex.
Yeah.
I suddenly can't read. 18.
14.
16.
I have a whopping 6.
I have 10.
Alright, and they have... 10. So
Can I activate my speedwear?
that would have been... yeah, we say yes. You can say yes. Yeah. So that places you at 13?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll start with Reno, whose reflexes are the highest.
I'm gonna get to that window. Was that like on the main floor, or was that up higher? I can't remember. The window with the curtains that we were talking about.
It's on this floor. It's right
It's on this
across
floor?
from you. Yeah.
Sweet. I'm gonna get to that window and take a shot at the first thing I see. I don't know if it's the truck or whatever.
The truck is a few yards, like 1 or 2 yards to the left of the window. From your angle, you wouldn't be able to shoot at the driver, for example, but you could definitely
Okay.
shoot the person that's standing in the turret.
Oh yeah.
By the way, he is armored head to toe with armor jack.
Okay. I am going to. Do I have my abilities listed here? No, it's on the other PDF, but then it's a +1. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go for turret guy. That's fine. An 8. That's not bad. Plus. Shoulder arms. 13. 21, 22, 23.
Oh yeah, you hit.
Okay, sweet.
Definitely.
Okay. That's 3d 5d6. Okay. 16. 18 damage.
You shoot at him, and 18, you said?
18.
You shoot him in the shoulder, it breaks a piece of his armor jack. The bullet hits the person, reels forward, and then immediately turns back to look at where the shot came from.
I'm gonna duck back behind the wall, like just kind of, like turn to the corner, then you're back around. But I'm looking at old guy, and I thought you said you weren't a priority on the list.
He's
He is
currently
out
limp
cold.
and plugged into the net.
Can you get that? Like,
But well, as soon as he's done, if I force him out, it's going to be problematic.
hi.
But
Militech probably has him made anyway. That's
yeah,
so it doesn't matter what his rank is.
There you go.
Trins.
So, I feel kind of sorry for these guys because they're now in the kill box. That is between the RV and the building. So basically, they're.
Yep.
Do I see anyone else?
You see that there is a driver, someone sitting shotgun, and the person in the turret. Everyone's
see
about
anyone
to
else?
leave the
Do I
car.
see anyone else coming?
Nope.
Cool. Can I just shoot the turret?
Well, there's no turret per se. It's a person that's.
Oh, so they're just
Popping
like
out of the
popped
car.
out the
Yeah,
top,
popped
like you
out
don't
of the
do in a
top.
bus. Yeah, okay. And it's like a panel van, you said?
Yep.
Can I just spray the side?
yeah, I was going to say you could just open up on the thing.
Yeah, you can shoot auto fire if you wanted. That would be a. Oops. I just need to get the the DV, very quickly.
I'm looking at it's on 173.
Thank you. With an assault rifle, the distance at which you are would be a DV-17. And for each point that you roll higher, you get
You multiply the damage, but you only roll
Yeah.
2d6.
you would use auto fire as a
Yep.
skill.
Yep. This is just a spray and pray here, guys. Sorry. Jinx gets to target people. I just spray and pray. Oh, that's a 12. Oh, that sucks.
So you begin unleashing bullet hell onto this vehicle, but the plating is too strong and your bullets just ricochet off the side. of the van.
So kind of like suppressive fire, so to speak.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
This definitely attracts the attention of the dude in the turret.
Hey, Jinx! He's now paying attention. He might be smiling. Do you see that gap in his front tooth? That's a mean gap.
Jimenez inside.
So do I have any sight on these guys now?
Oh, now
Are
that
they
the door's
stuck?
been blown to bits, yes.
Okay. Is anybody leaving the vehicle?
On their turn, yes. So you can. They're about to.
Okay. Where's the nearest hiding spot to the door?
That would be that other. You know, I said there was an other room that was facing the office where Flank was.
Yeah.
So right behind that door frame.
Okay. Can I move there and wait?
Oh,
to take
definitely.
action when they take action when they do.
Yep, sure.
Okay.
You hear those that are outside. So everyone except Reno and White, you would hear the person in the turret just yell out, "He's got backup!" As the driver and the other person exit the truck, and from the back of the van, the door slams open, and two other people come storming out. They are not as well armored as their buddy in the turret place. But they're still they're wearing, like, you can see they're wearing a bulletproof vest. But no helmet, no nothing. They were probably there just as backup or something. And they take their they both have shotguns in hand, and they hurry into the building. It will take them their whole turn. By the end of their turn, the first of the two will be within striking distance of Jimenez, but the other guy's just behind them. And that's their turn for the slightly armored people. The guy in the turret drops the rocket launcher. Doesn't seem to have any backup explosives. And takes out a heavy pistol. And begins to take pot shots at Trins.
That son of a bitch.
Oh,
at me in
that
my
is
heavily
true. I
armored
forgot.
RV.
I forgot Jinx goes first.
So.
Can I? So they all okay. Aside from the guy who had the rocket gun, the other four. Do I have eyes on them?
You have eyes on... So from your vantage point outside, because the car moved a bit... No, you would still only have the turret dude.
Driver's on the right hand side?
No, let's say you're here. The car drove like this. You're here.
Yeah.
The car drove like this.
Okay.
So you can't see the people sitting in the front.
Okay, so I'll go after the turret guy.
Okay.
Yeah, 22.
A 22 does hit.
Yay.
No, wait, you've got a sniper rifle.
Mm-hmm.
It would still be 25.
Do you have a backup weapon?
Handgun?
Do you have 3 points of luck?
Yes, yeah, I got 3 points of luck. So 25.
Yeah, 25 hits. And remember, if you roll 2 6s, or more, you have a crit. That goes for everyone.
I got 2 6s.
So that's a crit. Nice.
So like 44? Wait,
No,
how
it's
does
not
it work?
double. It has a it does a thing.
Crit tables.
Yeah. Crit tables are probably on like 180. Almost. Almost. It's 2d6 that you need to roll to determine what your crit does.
I have an 8.
8. Yeah, just re-roll it because it's a leg shot and it's kind of weird. Oh yeah, that works. You shoot him through his, well, not through his armor, shoot at his armor, and while the brunt of the damage was stopped by his armor jack, the force of the blow, which by the way dealt an extra 5 damage, broke 3 ribs. And if he makes any movement, like if he moves away from the turret, he keeps taking damage from now on. So that was your attack. Do you move anywhere? Since I know your rate of fire is only a 1.
For sure I'd try and like, I'm not out in the open in the sense like I try and conceal myself. Like I tried to hide behind a tree type thing or rubble or something so that I'm not out in the open and obvious. So I'll just maybe duck back behind just to, make sure they don't see me and hopefully get to pull off another shot next round.
All right. Then that brings us to them. Coming out the car, hot, hot, hot. Running to the building. And then one of them turns around. Well, now that he's been shot at by Jinx, I am going to have to roll. Even he's gonna fire at Jinx, odd he's gonna fire at Trince, breaking the streak of Trince not getting shot at for a while. That's an even number. He's firing at Jinx. So Jinx, you take, he's gonna have to roll it's a heavy pistol. That'll be a 13 to hit. And he has... Nope, that's stealth. Handgun, 10. Oof. So he only needs to roll a 3 or above. He's not trying to called shot or anything. And he hits. It is to your body, so your full armor applies.
How does cover work now?
It counts as a shield. So you have to go through the HP of the cover to get through the person. To the person.
So that's subtracted from it as well?
Yeah.
So armor plus shield. So
if-
whatever the rubble is, or cover that she took. Right? Is that
Yeah,
how that
that's
works?
what I'm looking at.
Cool. We hadn't done that before, so I was curious.
No, that's it. That's
That's
why I
fine.
want to make sure. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, the shield takes the entire attack to its HP. So, Jinx, you were hiding behind the rubble, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be, we'll go with, yeah, something like this. 20 hit points. So you take nothing.
Yay.
But the rubble is almost, like, too broken to be used as cover. Do you think you might be able to hide there for another shot? But not much more. The other two that came out of the car, the driver and the one riding shotgun, begin to sweep the area with their pistols. The driver will definitely just shoot a few warning shots into the window. He doesn't see Reno, and from his angle he can't hit you. But, like, you see these, like, 2 bullets go through the window and lodge themselves in the wall across from you. Jimenez.
So, Menez is, and we're going to showcase the martial arts special moves resolution because Menez is going to do a flying kick down the corridor to basically blast through the guys that tried to walk in through the front door.
Ooh. Flying kick, you said?
Yeah, he's gonna Walker Texas Range Room.
It's going to be a flying knee, but, you know.
So you have a move of 8?
I do.
Holy shit. Instead of making 2 attacks, okay, you do the flying kick. If you hit, you do a lot of damage. I love the last sentence, and I want to use that in a fight one day. I want to see Jimenez flying knee someone from a motorcycle, yeah. Or even through the windshield of a car.
We'll get there someday.
But a 19, he's allowed to dodge, but he never saw you coming. Which is kind of his problem. It's a him problem, not a you problem. And I'll give him... Ooh, where are Friday Night Firefights? But I need my little sheet with all the special bonuses and penalties. I'll just give him a -4 to dodge, basically. And his evasion is a 7, so a +3. What was your result? A 19? Ooh, I don't think I can. Yeah, no, I can't. You hit him square in the chest.
I believe a martial arts attack ignores half the defender's armor.
Yes.
And my damage is based on my body, which is 8. So that's 3d6.
Okay. Ah, so close. Oof, he doesn't like that. And I think you knock him prone.
So does he end up colliding with the guy behind him?
Oh, definitely. I'll say they both, like, he collides with the guy in the back of him, and they both tumble down the stairs that led to this place. They're gonna take a bit of damage, and be disoriented before we move on to white first.
So White is gonna position himself or get around the desk and kind of put some of the monitors back up so we can kind of look at the information, or push them away so they don't fall on top of flank, and readjust flank in the seat. And then he's going to swap out his the SIM card on his burner for the number that he has for Kiyoshi, and he will send a message to Kiyoshi saying, "This game is a menace. Your pet police need a tighter leash, and your nemesis is behind it all. Just thought you should know."
He sends another message that is... The reply is almost too coincidental. And he says, "I know. Help is on its way." And everyone who's outside right now would hear the revving of the engine of a sports car as a...
I determine what kind of sports car that is.
Nope. Because I will know next week as we get our first guest. So next week we're gonna have this mysterious helper from Arasaka sent to help the party in their endeavor. A boon from Kiyoshi, if you will. It's hilarious that you've texted him, Mr. White, on this turn, because I didn't think anyone would. And then he would have come in and be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we've been monitoring your situation." So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I'll just say thanks, trying to keep up my end of the bargain. Because if we're known, it could blow all the cover.
Yeah. So next week, if everything goes well, we have our first guest, so we're going to have a new overlay. But yes, we will begin with the second round of this combat. And get to see other archetypes there are in the world of Cyberpunk. But we're gonna probably bust by a few minutes, but I would like my players, one, thank you so much for coming tonight. I know it's been a particularly rough week for all of you, so I hope this was a nice distraction. I'll do my part of the outro after, so I will begin. We will begin. Woo! If you have anything to plug, anything you want to say, Adelaide, it is your turn.
Yeah, I am Adelaide Gardner. Adelaide on Twitter. I am starting, what I would like to plug, I am starting a cosplay series of shows on my channel, Action Fiction. Our first one that we will be starting, actually, Vampire starts just before. The 15th and the 16th, we will have a Vampire the Masquerade game that is an all BIPOC game, including the GM. We're very, very excited. It's super exciting. It's called Drain the Rich. And then the very next day, we are going to have our own Christieri lead me and a group of wonderful women in a game of Castle Falkenstein. We are very excited. Both games are completely dressed up in character, which I don't think a channel has ever done before. And it's all indie games, non-D&D, so we're very excited. So go check that out. Give us a follow. That's at action_fiction on Twitch.
Thank you, Adelaide. And yeah, you should definitely check out both the vampire game, but also Castle Falkenstein, because I heard that the host was very amazing.
And is another Artelsorian game.
It is another Artelsorian game, yeah. And up next is our very own flying, kicking Jimenez, Anino.
How's it going, everyone? My name's Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino Gaming. I don't have anything to plug right now because they're going to get plugged by the other two people in this cast. So Yeah, that's it.
Thanks for coming, Nino, and yeah, we'll plug everything else after. Rin, you're next.
Hey, I'm Rin at Heaven's Night on Twitter and Burns Through the Rain into Twitch chat, and that's about it. Lollipops are fucking amazing, by the way.
Thank you for coming, Rin. And our next player is Chris.
Hi, my name is Chris Geary. You can find me on Twitter at Chris Geary. I am here on Fridays for Cyberpunk, and as Adelaide said, starting on Monday the 16th, every other week, we will be delving into Constantinople in the world of Castle Falkenstein with an all-femme cast, and they are all amazing, and you should definitely check it out. Anyone who's followed the Castle Falkenstein games here on Wandering DM, there will possibly, maybe, be cameos of NPCs that you've seen before in previous seasons, and there may be references to previous interactions that you have seen on our seasons to give you kind of insider's view of the plot that's going on. So you might know some things that the players have yet to discover. So come hang out with us and learn about all the fun stuff that could go on. Outside of that, the project of Omens Rising is still working. It is going forward. We're having some amazing progress. Our 12 culture writers are all busy at work creating 12 unique cultures for the world of Omens Rising, all of which are from a different sort of life experience and background. So definitely keep your eyes and ears peeled. Sometime between now and early 2021, you're going to start seeing some releases of what's to come.
Thank you, Chris, for coming. And yeah, you should keep an eye out for that Omen Rising. I've created a character, and it was very interesting. Very fun. Deirdre, you are next.
Oh, this is going to be great. Everything's going to be fun. I cannot wait to see what happens next. All of these wonderful people are fabulous, and you should go follow them all because they are fabulously wonderful. Also, because he didn't shout it out, I'm going to shout it out. You should go check out Anino's flash fiction for this Cyberpunk game because it's great, and you should support that. I'm like, why you should totally support that. And
The website looks so cool.
doesn't it? I love it. And I'm going to also say, but hey, y'all, you know me. I'm at Deirdre London on Twitter, Proxcore Thesmia4. You see me around on Twitch. And tomorrow, I get to play with Anino. Well, I get to be DM Anino as we play the regiment. And I want to also shout out, if you did not see last week's episode, episode 4, it is currently up on the VOD on my YouTube. And you should totally respect Anino for the 3 separate characters that he plays throughout that entire episode. Very, very superbly, by the way. Trying to make up for the fact that Trooper left digging his hole with the shovel and found himself a backhoe to dig himself a hole into. But you can also find me on Monday over on Encounter Roleplay at 3 p.m. Eastern. Oh, the regiment will be at 8 p.m. Come join us for drama and tea and possibly a little bit of cyanide. It's great. And then on Mondays on 3 p.m. Eastern, I'm over on Encounter Roleplay as we play A Song of Ice and Fire for the North. Things are fine. Everything's fine. Somebody decided to put Tyrell in the worst table at the banquet. It's fine. I'm not insulted by the Starks. But then you will find me on Wednesday over on Laugh Love Lindy's for Witcher Family of Wraiths as we start up our next season. And then back here on Friday for more fun. And I can't wait to find out who our guest is. And I want to know more about this car because Trins wants to know more about the car. Trins is not going to care about the guest. She's going to care about the car.
Well, we shall see. I am Simon at Wandering DM. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for all of you Chumbas hanging out in chat. Thank you to Talsorian for making this game. Thank you to Mage and Press. Thank you to Roll20. To Found Familiar for keeping me caffeinated throughout this entire game. And of course, thank you to our partner Level Up Dice, which, by the way, you can find Nino and myself tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. over on Level Up Dice, their Twitch channel, where we are going to play the 4th session, well, 5th, but technically 4th actual session of Scion Birth of the New Gods. If you want to see our baby godlings get into trouble now that they know that apparently people can turn into wolves, and that's a problem, you should come and check us out. Otherwise, we will be back on Monday for some more Rime of the Frost Maiden, where we will probably end up in a cuddle pile, as it usually is, and then on next Friday for some more Cyberpunk. Alright, on that note, thanks everyone for coming, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.